Frailty is related to the aging process. That is, as we get older, our bodies gradually lose their functional reserves, leaving us more vulnerable to sudden changes in health, triggered by seemingly small events as minor infections or a change in the environment. So in medicine, frailty defines the group of older people who are at a highest risk of adverse outcomes, such as falls, disability, admission to hospital, or the need for long-term care. Older people with moderate to severe frailty usually have weak muscles. They will usually have other issues too, like arthritis or poor eyesight, deafness, or memory problems. Frailty makes you tired, walk slower, get exhausted easily, and struggle to get out of a chair or climb stairs. Therefore, there's a large percentage of frail older people that are homebound or only able to leave their home with help. It is important to clarify this idea that frailty is not a disease, but a broader, a complex, multidimensional syndrome that includes not only the physical but also the cognitive and social dimensions. And this is important because lately there's been a shift in the way that we see and define older people and aging in general. So before we used to talk in terms of mortality and longevity, like average life expectancy and so on, which is still a valid indicator. But now we're adding more content related not only to quantity, to numbers, but also to the quality of life as we age. So now we're talking about how important it is that we remain independent, autonomous, and functional as we age. And everything in medical research revolves around this idea. As our muscles become thinner and weaker, which is what we call sarcopenia, we tend to retreat to the comfort of our armchair. And this reduction in our physical activity levels will lead to a decrease in our appetite, and we're likely to be losing weight. And thus, the vicious circle begins, because as we lose weight, our muscles will get even thinner, even weaker. We'll generally feel weaker, and thus totally discouraged to get out of the house, because even the smallest amount of activity will feel exhausting. But there is good news, because more and more medical research has proven that frailty can not only be delayed but reversed. And how is that possible? You will say, well, this is possible through a multi-component intervention based on exercise and nutrition. These two aspects can modify the path of frailty, both before and after it occurs. So, for example, malnutrition, both undernutrition and obesity, plays a key role in the appearance of frailty and sarcopenia. And nutritional interventions may be able to help reduce the incidence or even revert it. And same goes for the exercise factor. So a sedentary way of life can accelerate frailty, and to incorporate a safe and effective training can help delay or revert it. So this video doesn't intend to be a full workshop on either nutrition or exercise training for frailty and falls, but more of a brief introduction to both areas, so that you have some practical knowledge and some things that you can actually use and include in your daily routines. As for the first element, nutrition, I know this is a sensitive issue because we can easily overstep the grounds of personal choice, but we are all adults here, we all respect each other's life choices, so I will simply share my views on the topic, share on my own professional experience, and also on multiple recent medical research. So first of all, why is it that important to have a healthy diet, especially as we age? So generally speaking, when the body receives the nutrients it needs, it will have a better chance to function properly. So a balanced and proper and good nutrition and diet has so many advantages. Just to name a few of them, you will have stronger bones, stronger muscles, and that will help you prevent and manage falls. And if you have a fall, you will have more chances to recover quicker and smoothly. So you will have an enhanced immune system, and that basically means that you are not going to be feeling that vulnerable and that prone to health changes. And talking about the brain and the mind, it is true that as we age, our mind ages as well. That is completely true. It will lose part of its sharpness as we age, but more and more medical research is proving that a good diet can help you boost your cognitive abilities and your memory. So, what are the best foods to keep you healthy? Have a look.
Fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables contain a range of vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Research shows that people who eat plenty of fruit and veggies are less likely to develop heart disease and certain cancers. Aim for at least 5 portions of different colored fruit and vegetables each day. Pulses, fish, eggs, meat, and other proteins. These foods all contain protein, minerals, and vitamins which help maintain and repair your body after an injury or surgery. You don't need to eat meat every day. Try eggs, pulses like lentils, chickpeas, or beans, or meat substitutes such as tofu instead. Oily fish are rich in vitamin D and a type of fat that helps to reduce your risk of heart disease. Try to eat fish twice a week, with 1 portion being oily fish such as salmon or sardines. Potatoes, bread, rice, pasta, and other starchy carbohydrates. These foods give you energy and a range of nutrients. Try to eat whole grain versions such as brown rice, whole grain bread, or pasta. These are good sources of B vitamins, minerals, and fiber, which helps prevent constipation. Dairy and alternatives. These foods contain protein and vitamins and are a good source of calcium, which helps to keep bones strong. Try to choose lower fat versions such as semi-skimmed milk, half-fat cheese, and low-fat paneer. Oils and spreads. We do need some fat in our diets, but only a small portion. Too much fat in your diet, especially saturated fats, can raise your cholesterol, which increases the risk of heart disease. Try to keep an eye out for the type of fat that is in the oil or spread you use. Eating too much food high in saturated fat can increase the risk of heart disease, whilst food containing unsaturated fat can help reduce your risk. Saturated fat mostly come from animal sources, including meat and dairy products, and unsaturated fat is mostly found in oils from plants and fish. And to finish, try and avoid or cut down your consumption of processed food, sugars, and salt, and stay well hydrated.
And as for the second element, exercise, here is a short routine that will help you improve your coordination and your balance, and also increase your body and spatial awareness, and become stronger and more confident in your own abilities, so that you can prevent falls and live a more independent life. Let's go for it. So the first exercise is all about stretching. So I want you to stay seated on your chair and adjust your bodily position until your feet are flat on the floor. They're going to be your anchor, more or less hip width apart. We're going to start with the arms. So remember the precautions in here. If you have any injuries or in your shoulders, or if your shoulders are simply not that great in terms of mobility, adjust the exercise for your own benefit, okay? So don't force it. If your shoulders are good, this would be the option. What I want you to do is to swing your arms up, and once they are just in line with the upper body, so no further back than that, just in line, just vertical, I want you to reach up and higher, a bit more, as if you really wanted to touch the ceiling in here. So reach up and higher, and then you relax your shoulders, soften through your elbows, and let them go, okay? So that'll be the first and complete option if your shoulders are healthy and good. If your shoulders are not that great, you can just do a nice stretch, just going halfway up, okay? Something like this. That'll be more than enough. Okay, nice, exactly. So choose your own. Let's do a few repetitions. I'm just going to go through the first one, but again, remember, choose the one for you. So once we're here, up, 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 giving some extra length to your spine as well. Just breathe normally for all these exercises. You may breathe in and out through your nose or exhale through your mouth, wherever that works for you. Exactly. So first you build the body position and then you go a bit farther. Good. Just one more. And up, up, and stretch. You're feeling it in your rib cage. I'm sure of it. Okay, so for the next one, you may move a bit further forward, closer to the edge of the chair. We're going to be stretching our chest muscles. Okay, so normally in everything we do in our daily lives, we tend to be more compressed to the front like this. So we definitely need to open up through the chest and find this beautiful stretching here in the front of our upper body. So we're going to do that. Again, same precautions as for your shoulders because we're going to be using them. So let me give you the first and complete option. For the first option, you're going to swing your arms to the sides. You're going to find the back of the chair. Make sure that your shoulders are good. Okay, so no artificial rotation in here. No pain. And once they are good to go, you're going to push your upper body from your chest forward, as if building or drawing an arc in your spine. As much as you can, and your shoulder blades are getting closer together in the back of your body. You're feeling that. And then you come back. So you can hold for 3-4 seconds, and then come back and then do another repetition. So something like this. Okay, you keep grabbing the back of the chair firmly and you do a few repetitions. So if your shoulders are not that great, you can still do this exercise, but just keep it a bit more conservative and grab the sides of the chair and work with your torso more than with your shoulders. Okay, so just push forward through your chest, feel the stretch through your chest muscles, and try and keep your shoulders as relaxed as possible. Okay, so there are options for everyone. Let's go through a couple more of repetitions with the full version of it. So grabbing the back, pushing forward, drawing the arc. Nice. Open up, shoulders down, shoulders down. And one more. Shoulders down and back. Chest open to the front. And you keep breathing. Nice one. Give it a bit of a shake. And let's go for the legs now. Okay, one at a time. So you're going to sit on the edge of the chair as long as you feel safe. I'm happy with that. So plant your heel on the ground in front of your hip. Okay, not to the side, just in line with your hip. Toes up, knee fairly straight without being locked. And then I want you to use your hands and walk through your leg. So tuck your chin in, rest your whole upper body as if it were feeling really, really heavy. You let go. And you just go through your leg, walk through your leg. The moment you feel that tension through the back of your knee, that is the stretch happening, okay? So you can either try and go a bit farther forward, closer to your toes, or you can stop and hold in there. Around 10 seconds should be enough. Just hold and breathe. Relax your shoulders, relax your upper body. Keep feeling that tension. It shouldn't be painful, okay? So tension is good, pain is not good. And then you just walk your fingers back and release the stretch. Plant the foot on the ground and let's do the other one. Heel on the floor, knee comfortably straight without pushing it down, without blocking it. And you start walking. So you can do this very, very slowly, just to observe yourself, just to stay connected, just to notice the precise moment where you start feeling that stretch and that tension through the back of your knee, through the back of your leg. And for some of you, you will be able to reach all the way to your toes. For some other people, you will be able to reach just closer to your knee. And that is fine, okay? That is fine. Just find your own stretch. Hold it, around 10 seconds, and then release. Nice, and you can do a couple more, one per side, but really one is already enough. Okay, so take a few deep breaths. You're a bit of a stretching here, you're a bit of a shake. So we're going to give a nice workout to the muscles of our arms, to our biceps in here, by using our bottles of water. So you're going to firmly grab each of them with each of your hands. You're going to keep your palms facing out like this, keep your bottles, keep your arms fairly close to the chair and the body, and the action is going to be performed with the lower arm, okay, so with your forearm and your hand. So that means that the upper part of your arm is going to remain stable and still and anchored. So you're just going to bend your elbow, bring each of the bottles closer to the shoulder, and then down. And you can see what I meant before, so your elbow is acting as a hinge, but your upper arm is not moving, okay? So only the forearm is moving. Exactly. And just go fairly slowly, no rush. Allow the muscles to work properly. Stay upright in here with your shoulders relaxed. So for this one, when you practice on your own, I would say 3 series of 20 repetitions. Okay, so you can mentally count. We are not counting right now. I'm just showing you how to do it. But you can do 3 series of 20. Exactly, nice one. And then let's say that we did 20 already. Let's say that for the sake of the demonstration. So I will just take a small break in here, releasing any possible tensions, couple of deep breaths, around 5-6 seconds of a break, not longer than that, and then start all over again, okay? That a bit, and I'm sure that after this you will feel your biceps burning a little, and that again is a beautiful sensation, okay? So we leave the bottles in here. Right. And to continue, I want you to stay seated more or less in the middle of the chair. So we have done this one before when we explored our functional training exercises. So again, it's a beautiful exercise for the strength of your lower body and the strength of your core. It's the squatting, but we're going to be doing something different today. So what I want you to do with your feet flat on the floor and hip width apart, you're going to squeeze your glutes and your core, give it a push, keep your knees in place, careful with that folks, and stand up. And then keeping your knees in place, you're going to sit back on the chair, and that'll be one regular squatting on the chair, up and down for the second one. So we're going to be alternating. I want you to push up, squeezing your glutes and your core. But on your way down, I want you to stay halfway without touching the chair, and then push up, okay? And then we come back to the first one. So you sit, regular one. Exactly. And the next one will be like pretending to sit on the chair one. Okay? So feet flat, knees in place, you push up. So yes, the second one, the pretending one, is a bit more difficult and a bit more challenging. Okay, so if you're not comfortable or safe in that one, skip it and just repeat the chair version. Exactly, so you can do a couple of series of 10 repetitions. That'll be great for your body. Let's do just one more. Pretending to sit, lowering the buttocks, I'm not touching, and then up, and then all the way back down to the chair. Good. And actually we need to stand up for the next 2 ones, so let's go up there. Good. So for the next 2 exercises, we're going to stand up. They are beautiful and even funny exercises that I hope you will enjoy. The first one is the walking in a figure of 8 exercise, and we'll need to position the 2 bottles of water on the floor following the same line and with a space in between them. And you can totally adjust this if you're not feeling comfortable, okay? So don't worry about that. So the idea is very simple. You take one direction because we'll do both, and you start walking and you draw this figure of 8 going around each of the bottles and as close to them as possible, okay? Because that is part of the challenge. So the wider the circles, the easier it is. And we don't want easy, we want a bit of a challenge, we want to get out of our comfort zone, and we want to improve our balance. And this is a very nice one for that. Balance, coordination, body awareness, spatial awareness. So you stand up tall as you walk, and you can totally, absolutely look at the bottles to begin with, especially if you're not familiar with this exercise, but the final intention, the idea of this one is to walk at some point without looking at the bottles, okay? So just to face front as you go, because your body knows where the bottles are already. Exactly, just keep walking with short steps, keeping your feet flat. If you need to adjust, if you need to go slower, do that. And as I mentioned, we are going to switch directions, okay? I started going towards my left, so I'm going to go towards my right now. And it seems funny, but just this little action is challenging me right now, because I took one direction to begin with, because unconsciously that was the direction that made me feel more confident. And this other direction, although it is exactly the same, it's making me just a bit more unsettled. And again, that is good, okay? That is good. We need to work on that as well. Exactly. Keep breathing. Careful with your shoulders, folks. Keep them relaxed. Same as your face, and just breathe naturally. Okay, so you can do this for, let's say, 30 seconds. And then you will stop. Take a few deep breaths. Take a bit of a pause, and then repeat, okay? So you can do 1 or 2 sequences, or you can do one direction, then stop, then do the other direction, and then one sequence more each of the directions, okay? So for the next one, we are not going to be needing the bottles. It's a marvelous one. It's a bit of a tricky one, a bit of a challenging one, but again, that is what we're looking for. We're going to be walking in line. So, one foot on the ground, face in front, find a line. If you don't have a line, like literally drawn in your carpet or in your floor, just imagine that line or build it up with something. And what you want to do is to bring the heel of the other foot, like literally touching the toes of the back foot, something like that, so that both feet are touching. So just holding my position like this is challenging already, but I want to keep going and I want to start walking, okay? So heel on toes, and you can have a quick look just to check that you are still following the same straight line. Heel on toes. So just be wise about the action in here. What you're doing is you are kind of transferring the weight of your body one foot at a time. So when I do this, there is a fraction of time when I'm just holding my balance on this one foot. Okay, so I want to transfer the weight of the body on that one foot to feel safe, and then I can go for the movement. And then I will transfer the weight of the body onto the other foot, onto the front foot, and I can release the back one. So transfer the weight, push that front foot against the floor, and you're ready to release the back foot. Okay, so just play around with the idea of transferring the weight of your body. Because otherwise, if you keep the weight of your body on both your feet, that is what you're going to tremble in here. Okay, so push yourself forward a tiny bit, transfer the weight onto the front foot, feel free to release the back foot, and then the other way around, transfer the weight, front foot. Exactly, so you grab the ground with the foot. Exactly, and then you just keep going. And you can go slower, you can go faster. Just keep going, explore this one, explore this one. And again, around 30 seconds, Then you stop, you take a little pause in here, a few deep breaths, and then you can repeat a couple more sequences, okay? So that was it as for this short routine of exercises to help you prevent and manage frailty and falls. And this was actually the last of our videos of this Yoga and Wellbeing in COVID Time series. But remember that very shortly, just a bit later in the year, we're going to be producing this other series of videos focused on the Pilates practice, okay? So I will see you on those ones. Until then, please keep practicing, keep it up, folks, you can do it. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching. Bye.